Hey guys, Romie here. So, of course, please like, comment, subscribe. This is Married to Medicine, Season 4, Episode 10, Hawaii 5. And that actually has to do with Dr. Jackie. So, Dr. Jackie, she's reflecting on the fact that her marriage isn't going the way that she'd hope it would, and her husband isn't there. Her husband isn't there right now, so she has to really do some soul searching and figure out what's really going on. Why is this not working out? Of course, Dr. Simone and Cecil have an event all set up for everyone to come, and so everyone's coming. Now, while the ladies are traveling in their little pack to go to this setup, Lisa Nicole is trying to talk about how, her husband isn't there yet, but he's going to be there soon. Toya has this whole look and mentality of, you know what? Your husband isn't here, but that's odd because Toya's husband and Dr. Heavenly's husband are both ER doctors, and they were able to successfully do it. My take on that is, because Lisa Nicole said, well, he has to do it 3 months in advance. I'm thinking, first off, 3 months in advance hypothetically makes sense until you think about anything could happen in the ER, anything could happen with the doctors. I get it. They have, schedules that are already generated and populated. But here's the truth. The truth is that he probably didn't go and tell them in time. He probably didn't tell them when he should have. So then, the people that could have possibly covered for him, if they really wanted to, didn't. He could also be in a small area, small group, and so there's really less than a handful of people that could have switched out with him for the time space. And my other part is Toya. Even if it's not true, even if she's just covering for him, even if all of that, or even if maybe he's lying to her about that, why are you so concerned about it? Why are you so hurt about it? We'll move on from that. We're there at the event, and they're first going to start off with, explaining to the group what's going on. So it's Dr. Jackie, and she's very vulnerable, and she keeps it real. Her and her husband, they're not in a good place. They got into an argument. They're not seeing eye to eye. And he decided he's not going to come. He's not going to come and participate, which makes sense since this is a couple's trip. And right now, they're not really operating as a couple. This will have possibly been good for healing, but if they're not ready to hear the truths from each other, this could have made it worse. So it's just better that they stay apart. Now, Lisa Nicole talks about how Darren's going to be here. No, the scheduling didn't work out, but he is at least going to make it. And Toya's husband had to go and keep her from saying anything because, again, I'm like, Toya, we get it. You don't want this woman to be taken advantage of or come off a certain way, but that's not your job. It really isn't. It really isn't. So their task is to create a sandcastle. Whoever creates a sandcastle, it kind of demonstrates how their communication is. And guess who wins? Toya and Eugene. Clearly, because Toya and Eugene, they're actually very similar, so I'm not surprised that as far as making something like a sandcastle, it worked out the way that it did. Dr. Jackie said, I got this. I'm going to do this by myself. No problems, no issues. Everyone, for the most part, attempted and tried, but Toya and Eugene had a clear vision and it was executed. So I will give it to them. Oh. They sit down, and this is where Dr. Simone takes over and says, now I need you guys to kind of talk about what's going on in your lives, and let's start off with the finances. You have to start off by saying you. Toya talks about how, things were kind of hard for us because we grow up differently. We grow up differently, and then we got all this money, and so you didn't really know what to do with the money, and now we're in this financial situation with the IRS, and it's real, but we're working through it. Toya also explains that her mom actually was the one who told her, this man is showing you that he loves you so much that he wants to combine assets, and he's bringing more to the table financially or potentially, and you're saying no? You're saying no? Girl, what's wrong with you? Her mom saw dollar signs. Her mom saw commitment. She was like, do I need to slap you upside your head, little girl? Do I need to do that? Here, Mariah goes and says, no, of course, her husband and herself grew up differently. They both grew up in impoverished areas, so to speak. You know, Aiden's from India, and as we know how the situation, even to this day, very, very poor there. Not everywhere in India, obviously, but too many places, and too many largely populated places or areas are impoverished. And then where Mariah is from, which I forgot, but she's like, to go from where we are to go from where we are now, it truly is a blessing, and we appreciate it, and we understand what we have every single day, and we understand that we can't go and just spend, especially with her losing her father. It's like, oh, Mariah lost her father? I know she probably mentioned it, but oh, dang, so it's the four of them now that all lost their father recently? It's like, we need to build up wealth, because right now we're just spending. We need to build up some type of wealth so that we can have it possibly for generations. The narrative switches over to more of a family unit, and this is where we get Lisa Nicole. Lisa Nicole talks about how she's like, this group is great and all, it really is, but you're very judgmental. Some of you are very judgmental and very hypocritical, I might add, but very critical, and it's hard. It's hard because I told you guys that I wanted to have a baby, and I wanted to do that. I wanted to do that for me. But you guys decided, you know what, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter because here's the issue with that. Here's the flaw with that. I was very vulnerable with you guys, and you couldn't even let me have that moment. And that hurt me because I thought I could do that with you. Here comes Cecil. I didn't expect this. Cecil comes out of nowhere. And it's like, well, you know, I keep hearing the word I. And normally that would be okay. That would be okay. But this is a couples trip. Your husband isn't here, and we thought he would be here, and yeah, he's gonna be here later, but you want to have a baby with Darren, you want to do these things. Is Darren really on the same page as you? We get it. He loves you, he loves your kids, he loves the family unit, he loves what you have together, but the infidelities, the gay rumors, are you sure that this is really both of you wanting this, or the timing of the baby is coinciding with, you know, you trying to cling on to something new? And essentially, that's what I was saying before. That's why I said, what was it, like 2 or maybe 3 episodes back, 3 videos back, where I said that, is she really doing this because she just wants to have another bundle of joy and this is the best opportunity for her to do it? Or is it because she needs to have the baby since we survived through all of this? It's like, if a new baby can come out as well, imagine things could be even better. Now, once he goes and says that, Dr. Heavenly looks at her like, no, Lisa Nicole goes and directs it to Dr. Heavenly, because it's like, I think initially she was saying something, maybe it's a toy, but it got to Dr. Heavenly, and she said, with you, Dr. Heavenly, I don't understand it. I go and I pour my heart out, and for you to go and to kind of stomp on me and stomp on it and kind of attack me a lot of times, I don't get it. Dr. Heavenly said, that's all well and good, but here's the reality of the situation. I'm an alcoholic. What? I'm an alcoholic. The fact that you insinuated that you said I was an alcoholic, I don't like that. I don't appreciate that. Dr. Simone said, you know what? Dr. Heavenly's been on a spiritual journey. She's trying to do better, trying to be better. And we know Heavenly's not an alcoholic. Just like I said, we know Heavenly is not an alcoholic. But what we do also know is Heavenly enjoys a swig. And that's what Lisa Nicole said. She said, well, not to her face, but in the confessional, you enjoy swig. You can take down a whole bottle of Ciroc, I'm just paraphrasing, of Ciroc, whatever it is, in 2 hours. So I'm not calling you an alcoholic, I'm saying that you enjoy alcohol. And it was like, you know what, I'm mature. If I said something in regards to alcohol that really hurt you, I apologize. I thought, oh, okay, she's apologizing, but I hate that word playing if, because it's that cautionary. This isn't some legal briefing. You can say, I apologize for hurting your feelings. I get it, because you don't want to insinuate, oh, that really just hurt them. But she just said basically that she's upset and mad. So that did hurt her. But anyway, I'm nitpicking. Dr. Emily said, that's all well and good, but go rebuke it, because I am not alcoholic. I'm not alcoholic. For you to go insinuate that, and for you to go say that, no, you need to say that I lied on you. I lied on you. Here comes Toya. Yeah. And another thing, you go and say that stuff because you said it to me. You said it to me. All you saying, you're joking, but you said it to me. The coach looking at her like, what are you talking about? I said what I said, and I said it as a joke. You were there. You know it was a joke. I understand why we're really digging deep into this with you, because the issue is with Heavenly and I. Why do you constantly keep bringing stuff? Oh, well, because I haven't learned this, because you said it to me, and we didn't. That's when Dr. Simone said, you know what, we're going to redirect this because we've fallen off the beaten path. We've fallen off the beaten path. We've gone on the deep end. This isn't going to be solved today. I was just so... Toya really doesn't like Lisa Nicole. She doesn't like Lisa Nicole, and we'll talk about why she doesn't like Lisa Nicole a little bit later. Because I'm like, this is really deep. This is really deep. Dr. Jackie is back to her turn, and again, it's about family. And she's very honest with herself. She says, you know, Curtis and I are going through very troubling, tumultuous times. We're not seeing eye to eye. And, you know, I dive into work and dive into this and that. But there's something that Quad and I both share. It's the fact that we don't have kids. That unconditional love that you get from a child, never got to experience that. And that's always hurt me. And so maybe I am kind of focusing on other things to kind of fill that void. And I thought, thank you. See, that's why we love Dr. Jackie. Self-reflection and acknowledgement. That's a grown woman right there. Some of y'all really need to take notes. Really, that is a grown woman right there. And of course the husbands chimed in and were saying that, you know, you need to start talking with Quad's husband. So what is it, Eugene? Greg? I'm not sure. Anyway, you need to start talking with Greg. You need to start talking with your heart instead of your head, so that it can really touch him and he can really feel what you're saying and how you're saying it. And you know, it's just like, you need to put the focus on, you know, Toya's husband said, you're working so hard and you're doing all these things and you think that it's really just helping your life and helping your situation, but your family is continuing to move on without you when you just work and put your focus on work and career stuff. I was like, you know, all of this is actually good advice, and for once, this is what it was supposed to be. This is exactly what it was supposed to be. Dr. Heavenly crying, like, you know what, that's why I love Dr. Jackie, and I aspire to be like her. And that's not the first time she said that, but I'm just glad that she reinforced it now that they're in a better place. Because she's so real, she's so honest, she puts it out there. And I appreciate someone like that. She's not trying to perpetrate fraud. Oh gosh, now I'm crying. Let me go talk about that Lisa Nicole beat. So I can stop crying. Dr. Heavenly is so funny. She's so funny. Sometimes she can be mean-spirited, but she is so funny that it's just like, oh, okay, Dr. Heavenly, we understand, we get it. But that is what it's supposed to be. These women talk about their issues, talk about, you know, show that they're living these great lives as far as financially, careers, or being wives and all that. But also acknowledging this is the real. And this show does a good job of showing the real. This show is one of the few reality shows that aren't fake. I know when these couples are going through it, they are really going through it. This isn't for a show. This isn't for cameras. This isn't, okay, we'll see our personal lives here in a moment or two and then move on. No, this is how it really is day in and day out for them. And I appreciate that a lot. Now, Dr. Heavenly, it's funny how she can go and talk like this to everyone. It's like, who are you talking about? Who are you? Oh, yeah. And then to her husband, oh, hey, Danny. Oh, hey, Danny. Hey, Papa. Hey, Papa. Oh, yeah, so what are you on? Oh, how the kids doing? Oh, they good? Oh, they good. Oh, okay. So how are you feeling right now? Because I know you need to go back. I know you need to go back to work early, but I appreciate you being here, Dad. Because it's just like, at least you're here. And he's like, oh, surprisingly, our relationship seems good in comparison to some of these other people. Of course they are, especially since Dr. Heavenly's husband said from the beginning that he's not going to go. Damon said that he's not going to go and talk about their personal stuff. That's not just what he does, that's not what he wants to do. Fine, perfect, copacetic. Now it's time for the luau. It's time for the luau, and everyone's showing up one by one. Apparently Mariah tells him that Lisa Nicole's crying. She doesn't know why, but she's crying in her room because she heard her. It wasn't like she went to go and check up on her or anything like that. So when she comes, just be extra nice to her. The usual is. And Tori's like, well, I didn't want her to cry. I don't know what's going on between her and her husband, but I didn't want her to cry. Aiden and Greg are up there with the hula dancers. Not hula dance. Yeah, I think it's hula dancers. Having a good old time. They are moving and shaking. Dr. Greg looked like he was getting have a little bit too much fun. I'm like, Quad, you better go over there and get your husband. Go up there and get your husband. Aiden was just being playful, but Quad's husband was ready. He's like, I'm thinking, Quad, get him now. Get him now. Please, whatever you do, go and get him now. Yeah, and it's a lot. It's a lot with this group. It is a lot with this group. Mariah talks about and acknowledges the fact that she didn't like how the ladies kind of come at Lisa Nicole, and it's just a lot because they go from 0 to 100 and it feels very unwarranted. And the men acknowledge, with the whole gay rumors and cheating and all that, and them constantly nitpicking at that's pretty messed up. That's messed up. And, Mariah's just like, yeah, because you, of course, first the cheating thing, but being on the down low, being gay, insinuating that someone's husband is that can break up a marriage. That's just a deal breaker. And Mariah stormed out. It's like, if you told me no, that would be unacceptable. That would be inexcusable. That would be unforgivable. Lisa Nicole finally shows up, and that's when we know, wait a minute, where's her husband? Because at this time, her husband's supposed to be there. So he isn't. So everyone's like, oh, okay, that makes sense why she's upset. Toya wants to go and have Dr. Simone go and essentially be the referee. Be the referee to Toya and Lisa Nicole's conversation. So Mariah goes off to the side. And Toya just acknowledges the fact that she never thought her husband was really gay. She just said what she said because she was hurt by Lisa Nicole bringing up her husband. And that reminds me, because during that argument earlier on, Toya also brought up the fact that, oh, you always coming at my husband, you always coming at my husband. She came at your husband once and only once. That's because you keep nitpicking at her and her husband, her relationship. That wasn't the first time you brought up her husband, Toya. So let's stop faking the funk. Maybe that's the first time in detail you went at her like that in regards to her husband, but that's not the first time that you've gone after her through her husband. I don't even like to do that, but I feel like that was warranted for just a matter of fact, like, yes. So when you go and say, oh, I apologize, I appreciate that. And saying that you never thought, I appreciate that too. But when you go and to the other part of, I don't understand what woman would go and say with the man who cheated and do all that to. And her husband said, wait, you said for better or for worse. The man didn't come down for this, and you're basically telling her to get a divorce. I'm not telling her to get a divorce, but with all the other stuff that happened, at this point, something needs to happen. And that's the thing. Toya is living her emotional fantasies, not with her husband, but just in general, like, this is a TV show. And you see her, that Lisa Nicole woman, she needs to break up with her husband. All the stuff that he did to her, I definitely wouldn't have been with you if you even pulled half the stunts and had half the rumors that her husband has. So let's make that very clear. And that's perfectly fine for you, but for you to go and implant that onto Lisa Nicole's life and say how, I don't understand how you still can't see the forest from the trees, and that this man has been unfaithful and done all this stuff, At least Nicole's is trying to live in happy marital bliss and say that her marriage is perfect and all that. We know that it's not. She acknowledged that it's not, but that they're working on it and things are great right now. That's the part that's tripping up people, because that's the lie. Things aren't great. If things were great, you wouldn't be breaking down with him not being there. If things were great. So that's why people look at you like, how are you telling us that things are great when your actions are saying otherwise? It'd be different if he wasn't down there and you were kind of bummed, but it's okay. Hakuna Matata. I don't say Hakuna Matata, I say Hakuna Matata. But you're there and you're having a breakdown because he's not there and it hurts you that much, which it should because your husband's not there. But for the lengths that it's going, it's a lot. It's much. Now, when that fire dancer did that there, I'm like, oh Lord, he put the, of course, the flames in between his legs. I said, nope, nope. Quad was trying to have a moment with the ladies, and Mariah didn't want to participate because Mariah thought that it had to do with her. I'm thinking, wait, you and Quad have been good this whole trip, so Mariah, really? Really? Quad goes and let it be known that she wants to show Dr. Simone a lot of, not Dr. Simone, Dr. Jackie a lot of support. Because I'm like, why do you want Dr. Jackie there? Oh, okay, it's actually about her. And they're going to do a new photo shoot. They're going to do a new photo shoot in Dr. Jackie's honor because they messed up the first one. They messed up the first one and they feel bad about it. And Quad figured, you know what, I have a photographer. Are you willing to do it? Are you willing to do it? Are you participating? Are you participating? Everyone's going to do it. I'm assuming Mariah's going to find out she's going to do it as well, but we'll see. Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie, they're in bed together, and I'm not saying it like that, I'm just saying as a fact, they're in bed together, they call up Quad, and they reference it like that, so Quad's looking at this like, wait a minute, I thought you guys would get close and have each other's backs, but I didn't mean front, side, and Mariah is actually walking with them because they're going to go and do this Hawaiian tradition where you basically lay someone to rest, and you have a lay, and you speak to that person, whoever it is you need to get off your chest, off your conscience, and all the ladies are there because all of them lost their fathers within a year, like a year or a year and a half, and so they're going to go through this ceremony. They, each and every one of them, talk about, you know, what they miss about their father. Jackie talked about her father being her first love, and she appreciated that so much. Quad, was it Quad or Dr. Simone said that their father was really strong? Maybe it was Mariah. But originally I was like, why is Mariah so far away from them? Like, is this Bravo being shady? Is this production being shady? But then, oh, Mariah has the boot, so it makes sense. And they all say what they need to say about, you know, and of course each one of them were breaking down crying. This episode had a lot of crying. And again, I appreciate it because I know it's coming from a genuine place. I understand that this is real, this isn't fake, this isn't made it for TV. So I really love this show. I love this show, it's real. It's real.